All right, that worked. That worked. Not sure how I did it, but it did. All right, hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. And it is a beautiful day here. And I've got this new device because my videos were a little bit shaky, all right? When you hold your arm out, you know, it gets a little shaky, and I drank a little too much coffee, so maybe mine's a little shaky. But this deal, it levels it and keeps it from shaking. So this is my first run, or my second run. The first one, I didn't clock the camera properly and I was sideways. So here I am, this is my initial run. Got the microphone going. Looks a little dark to me, I don't know. Anyway, we decided to invest in this because there seems to be more and more and more interest in homesteading and the things that people do when they homestead. And we do a bunch of things, and I don't mind sharing them, so we thought we'd make these videos a little bit better quality. And just this one little device is pretty helpful. But I can do all kinds of things with this. See that? Ooh. Then it's got a thing on it where I can extend it up like that. Like a selfie stick. And it's got a bunch of features on it that I haven't quite utilized yet. There's a video that you watch to show you how to use it. But it's nice because I can not have to have my arms stretched out. So I don't have to keep switching. It's got a little tripod on it. It's got a feature on it that if I wanted to set it down, it would follow me as I'm doing stuff. So once I learn how to use it well, I think it'll be a real asset to, you know, being able to show the things that I'm doing. Okay, so I kind of felt this morning, you know, I got back from dropping Keith off at school, and I got back and I thought, wow, it is beautiful out there. There's not a cloud in the sky. It was cold when I got back. It was 15, but it's supposed to be all the way to 35 today. So, you know, here it is, February, middle of February, or the end of February, 21st or 22nd today. And I instinctively know that spring is coming. I can feel it. And I will tell you, I've been talking with some friends that a lot of people have been getting some cabin fever, you know, the last few days, maybe the last couple of weeks or so. I think I have too, a little bit. But a day like today, the fix for cabin fever is be outside and let that sun hit you and just start thinking about spring. And I also got seed catalogs in the mail yesterday, so that's a good indicator that spring's coming too. And then in our homesteading class, what we're talking about is planning for spring. So that's something you can start thinking about now, and it has a way of kind of putting you in that springtime state of mind where you can think about what you're gonna do as soon as spring gets here and really put together a plan. What works for me is when I put together a plan and then I start putting the pieces on the board, you know, and I have the things that I need. And last year I got a rototiller. It was a really big investment, but it's very helpful to have something like that around here. And it's not a little one, it's the kind that goes behind the tractor, and you can rototill, you know, a lot. Very powerful. And, you know, for us, I mean, if you've followed us and you see what we do, it's been an incremental growth. When I first got here, if I'd have got a rototiller, I would just be rototilling the garden, and that's not really justified. And so then what guys do is they say, well, I'll do my neighbors and see if they'll pay me to justify it. Well, that doesn't work out very long. And but in our case, we've got a lot of livestock that we forage, and everything that I can grow for them is dollars that I don't have to spend on feed. This thing works pretty good. I like this. I'm a little bit more comfortable with this than I thought I would be. So I'm really looking forward to this spring because I've got about the right number of animals that I'm going to stay with, and I know what I'm going to do this time. All right, we've broken from the commercial farming model, and we're in the homesteading model now, and it's a lot more forgiving. I'm actually putting out less on resources than I did before, and so it seems like we have more disposable income to do more things, more diversified processes. You know, there's a lot of things I just couldn't do before because I didn't have the time. And a friend of mine says all the time, he says that there's the things that I know, the things I don't know, and the things I'm in the process of discovery. And we know that there's so much out there that we don't know anything about having to do with farming. But this gives you the ability to say, well, I don't know anything really about, let's say, bees, but I can learn, and now I have the time to do it. So it's pretty exciting. It brings the excitement back into this operation that we've been doing. And my wife is on another adventure right now with her Ayurvedic medicine program, and so she's running hot and heavy at that. We really didn't have time for her to be schooling before because we were just too busy. So this is great. And I kind of felt like I have a responsibility to talk to you guys about springtime, and it's coming, and don't lose hope, you know, we're almost there. Because we're almost there. Look at this. This day is going to be great. My kids wanted to, I've been telling them I was going to take them swimming now for a while. Because that's one thing we do to break the monotony, is go to the Y. And they said, well, are we going to go today? And I said, no way. We're going to be outside today. We're going to do all the things that we like to do. And we're going to enjoy this day. So they're getting school done. They're knocking it out quick. And then, you know, we're going to bust out the snowmobile. I'm going to cut some wood. I'm going to move some feed around. Get the tractor out and let the sun get on it and warm it up. I just can't tell you how good this feels to have the sun hit me like this. I am going to make a few videos today so you can know that they're coming. We're going to start talking about preparation for spring and some of the things that might be helpful to get there, you know, in the homesteading business. One of my dogs, Claire, had a litter of pups about a week ago, 7-8 days ago now, and she had 13. One didn't make it, so there's a dozen of them, and they look real nice, and so I'm going to show you them. And we're going to start talking about livestock guardian dogs now. I understand that when people do a search on that I come up, and so I think I want to fill in the blanks on livestock guardian dogs as I know them. You know, I have not done a whole lot of reading on them, but I can tell you how it's gone for us. I basically did it on word of mouth. It was actually Joel Salatin's son, Daniel, that I ran into, and I just told him, man, I'm having a terrible time with predation here, just terrible, to the point where I was going to quit doing pastured poultry, which is a great thing. Pastured poultry is a great thing. And he says, you need a dog. You need a dog. And he rattled off a couple of breeds that were useful in that, and one of them was a Great Pyrenees. I asked around real quick. Somebody knew a lady south of us, half an hour, that had some. I got one, and the rest is history. That's 10 years ago that we got our first Great Pyrenees. And now we've gone through, we're on our third female. And we've had a lot of puppies, and it's a nice little facet to the operation because then we have a supply of dogs all the time. You know, if you're going to do a lot of poultry out on the field, you have to, because there's no other way to deal with predation. I mean, there are other ways, but and no way is foolproof. You get a dog, it's not foolproof. You're still going to have to do some, you know, intervention. And this is what we're talking in the Homesteaders Guild this week. We're talking about predation and the whole gamut of it. Because if you're in this business for a while, you see it all and you deal with it all, and it's something that you need to think about because it's coming. And okay, so that's one of our blocks that we're studying. So I want to show the pups. I want to talk about how it's gone for us, the functionality of the animals and how they fit into families and things like that. And I think there's a lot of people out there that would benefit from getting a puppy and having it ready to go for spring when you start putting chickens out on the field. Because it changed things for us the very first year. And the first dog we got was a female Lily. She was just a pup. But just their presence around your property makes predators think they'll go to the neighbor's house instead. So it's a great thing, and I want to show them today. And I don't know, I basically wanted to just say welcome spring, and let's do this. Let's have a good time this year. And let's share what we're doing and enjoy this existence while we have it. Okay, I think I'm going to sign off now. This was my trial run with this, and I'm already used to it. It's actually easier than just holding my phone. It's going to be a little tougher because I'll have to go in the house and get it, because this thing is supposed to be kept warm. But it is, it's dark colored, so maybe it will, if I do it on sunny days only, maybe it'll work out okay. And I can extend this. Yeah, I can extend it even more. Look at that. This gives me an idea. What if I had a harness that this thing just came off of my hip like this? We were talking about this morning. My kids have picked up the thought process of fortifying your position, you know. Anything that you're doing, you try to make it better. And he said, Dad, why don't you get one of those micro drones? It'll follow you around everywhere you go, and then you can commentate off of it. So they'll be coming. They'll be coming. They probably already have them already. That would be fun. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a drone so we could do footage of the homestead and people could see what is happening here from an aerial perspective. I think that would be kind of fun. And I guess as we go along those lines, as we go into the new season, I'm going to be more active on the homestead thing. I'm going to be more active in the homestead community and videos. And we are actually going to do some videos that a friend of ours is going to shoot, and we're going to spend a lot of time on them. And the categories are going to be beef, pork, and chicken. And we're going to go in as deeply as we can on those, spend a lot of time filming them. And then the how-to videos will be made available for download. So that's a project that we're working on. And I'm pretty excited about that because, you know, when you try to talk to somebody about, say, something like, you know, grass-fed beef, there's so much that goes with that, with grazing, with forages, with all that stuff. But if you have time, it's really fun to communicate that. Or pastured poultry. There's great books out there. I got going on it from Joel Salatin's book, and you know, I experienced a lot of things that he didn't talk about, and I had a lot of problems that he didn't talk about because everybody's space is different. But then we've come up with designs that have worked really well for us, and you know, we're just those type of people, and we want to pass that on, and so we're going to be doing that. So this is going to be an action-packed year. It just won't be filled with the heavy-duty production and running dog-tired for the whole season. And I want to have a nice garden this year. I want to do a really good job cutting hay this year. I am just psyched. I am psyched. Okay, I really rattled just because of this new thing, I guess. It's Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm. Now let's see. Does it work the same?